Alright lads and lasses, welcome along to another Tuppence Tuesday. What we're going to cover today is a couple of things. The first one is your calendar table, which I've always said all along, you're going to have to learn, get one, get it sorted, make sure you've got one. The other thing is we're going to use how to cover your calendar table, how to use your calendar table effectively, and that's going to be use relationships. Them two together, everyone has to learn it if you're going to get anywhere within Power BI. So where we're going to start, let's grab some data. I've downloaded some. It's a nice 5,000 row sales record data set. Got it from these guys over on E4Excel. I'll whack a link in it in the description. Great place, get the data you need, get it started. If we go into Power BI, you can see straight away what I've done. I've pulled the file in and I've got my rows of my data there. You can see if we go and look at the table view, you can see here's my 5,000 row data set. See there, it says 5,000 rows of data in it. Next thing we need to do is to build a calendar table. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the code for it in the comments below here, and I'll pin the comment at the top. But I'll take you through how it's built, where we got started. What I've done to get started, you see if we click on it, you've got a list of dates going from one to another. In this case, 1st of January 2010, and it actually runs for 15 years. So there's our calendar table. It's pretty basic at this point. I've just got one column, but I'll take you through how the rest are added. And this one column is the core one, so I'll show you how it's done. First thing you got to do though, make sure you go to File, Options and Settings, and make sure that you've actually set it up so it uses a calendar table. Out of the box, Power BI will allow you to do these alter date times with new files. You want to make sure this is turned off once you're saying I'm up to speed, I know what I'm doing with my proper calendar tables. If you've not done that so far, you might have to do it as well in the current file data load and untick auto date time. That'll turn it off for a file that you're in if you've already had one and been working on it. As you can see, I've got mine turned off. Next thing we're going to do is go into the Home tab, go to Transform My Data. It's going to take us in, show us how that calendar table was actually built. So if we click on Calendar and we click on the Advanced Editor, you actually see the syntax that I've gone through. So I've written this. You need to put a start year in. In this case, I've put 2010. I'll change that to 2020 if you want. So now I'm at my calendar. What I need to do is go and right click on Calendar, Advanced Editor. The way it's been written, you just need to give it these two values. What's the first year you want to start at? In this case, I've put 2010, but I could change that. Sorry, I put 2020, change that 2010. And how long do you want your calendar to be? So I'll say 15 years, or I can say, in this case, let's say 10 years. So I'm going to calculate the start date, an aim date, the duration of your calendar, and give you a list of dates. So here's my list of dates as a table. It's a great place to start. So we've just got the one column here, but we'll go through, talk about how we add the rest. And then of course, I'll give you the syntax for it all. So all you need to do is copy that, copy the whole text, and then paste it into an advanced editor for a blank query. And there's your calendar table. Make any changes you want to it, save it again to a new text file, and there's your calendar table you can take away with you. So the way you add them is you highlight the column. So I've got dates highlighted, and I can go on and I can select on the top. There's an add columns there. And then you see you've got dates. In this case, you pick what you want. So let's start by adding a year. We want the year. Then let's pick dates again. We can add the months. We're going to need months, aren't we? Months is the number. That's our read, but if you remember, we want the text on it, so let's go into months again. Name a month. Day. So that's day of the month. And then, of course, what we're going to need, the day number for what it is in terms of like the day of the week. And then lastly, let's put the name of it, because you know, you might want to do, especially retail analysis, actually what's happening on the days. When's our busiest day? Name of the day. So straight away, I've got a great set. This is a nice basic calendar table that'll work for us. This is brilliant. What a great start. Now all I need to do is go back to my home and close and apply. That's now going to write that data model in. Big reason for having all the rest of it there and having that one date column was that I was able to build the relationships up front. So in the sales records that I've got two dates. I've got a ship date and I've got an order date. So like, you know, someone came in, ordered some gear from us. We sent it off on that date. No worries, governor. Sorted. Right? All sorts of analysis you can do in terms of what's the gap, what's the lag between the two. All sorts of business efficiencies. It's great, isn't it? But for this, my most important thing that I want to know the order date. So what I've done, you've only going to have one primary relationship, one active relationship in Power BI, and that's this solid line. The dotted line is a passive relationship. So what you need to do is you need to be thinking through up front which one needs to be active. Now I've done this in the past where we've had none of them active, and you've had to use this use relationship clause that I mentioned before for all of them. There's some method in that madness, but for this one we'll keep it nice and simple. Let's have one that works by default, but let's make it the order date. So if you're wanting to change the date that's important to you, or the primary relationship, the first thing you got to do is double click on the one that is the active relationship and untick it. And then you'll see it'll turn it into a dotted line. Now I can go into the one I want to have as the active relationship, double click on it and turn it again, click OK. So champion, you've got your stuff sorted. Let's go back to a nice visualization window. First thing I want to do, I need to show you that sum and calculate don't necessarily break each other. So what I'll do is I'm going to write a sum first. So I'm going to right click on the sales, create a new measure, and when the text comes up, I'm going to write a sum. So we're going to do sum of profit. So sum of profit equals sum, open brackets, profit, and then let the IntelliSense find the right thing for us. Sum of profit. Dead easy. Now how do I do that as a calculate? Because I'm going to have to do a calculate. Calculate is one of them things we'll cover another day, but it's vital that you do it for these. So calculate profit by order date. So calculate the sum of profit. Oh, that's all I need, isn't it? Didn't need arrows for that one, do I? Right, so I've now got a calculate and a sum. One of these things you see anywhere you look up, oh, how to do Power BI. They'll tell you about calculates, they'll tell you about sums, they'll tell you when to do one over the other. But honestly, it's one of them things and a lot of people struggle with. And when you first start with it, it really doesn't make sense. So don't worry if you're struggling with it. Calculate's one of them things. You see it around, you see it mentioned in all the text. Important thing to realise is at this point, where it's just really basic, is it works. So it's the same. Alright? Tell you what, let's make both of them into some money. So I'm going to click on them. On the measure tools at the top, pick currency. I'll leave pennies because I care about the pennies, Take care of the pennies. The pounds look after themselves, me nana always said, Right. So we can see, there we're gone. We can see, we can use the calendar, so I can drop in years there. And then I want to use month name. So what do I need to do? I need to highlight month name, click on me sort by columns, pick month. And then what I can do is I can bring in my month name into there, right? You go, well, I can't see the months. That's pretty silly, that. You got to drill through into it. Now you can do it with the top ones here, expand down a level, what I'll do is I'll just right click on a column and I'll say I want to drill down into that. So now I'm looking at 2016's values, what's happened. And we can see at that level, they're all the same. So now let's drop the sum. I've proven to you that the sum and the calculate do the same. Now I want to know, what's my profit by ship date? So that's dead easy. This is where I need to use this use relationship. So let's go back into here. Let's go with a new measure. And I'll zoom in this time to make it even easier for you. Oh, that's if I hit the right button, doesn't it? So we need to use this use relationship that I've mentioned in the past. This is going to be calculated profit by ship date equals calculate sum of profit, and now this is where we've got a comma, and then we're telling it what function to use. In this case, as a filter, we're going to use this use relationships. So use relationship, and in this case, I want to be the relationship between the ship date and the calendar dates. And then close that bracket there. Right, now I'm telling it, in this case, I want you to use the passive relationship that's there. So we can see we've got the profit. If I drag that across, all of a sudden we can see we've got the different values there. Hopefully, if we put that there and that there, we get the same value. Well, near enough. So clearly we've got a date that is missing. So either something wasn't shipped, something like that. If we put a year in there, we'd be able to pick at a year level where those differences are. Oh, it's showing us 2016, isn't it? Because we've got it all filtering. Let's drill back up there, and we can then see across the periods what's happening here. Let's get rid of the year. And the two are equal. So that makes sense now, yeah? That's all perfect. That, like, it's great. It's champion. So that use relationship allowed us to suddenly use one data set across different values or different SKUs, as it were, because different people in the business are going to be interested in different dates. So for me, I might be the sales manager and say, oh, I want to know when my bonuses are, who's going to have the biggest bonus, what's going on with that? So I care about the sales date. Well, Stevie, he might be in charge of the warehouse. What are the lads shipping out? You know, what the lads and lasses getting shipped out the factory. Oh, it's great. Oh, we're doing great business for you lads. Oh, it's great. We care about different dates. Being able to pull that together into one report suddenly starts to expand the value of what you do with Power BI and how much your reporting can really elevate your business. So I've had a look at dates, and remember, I've just used 2 in this, but there's now to stop you having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, as many as you want. You can have active passive relationships on different tables as well, so you can really find you can use that to actually elevate everything you do. That's it for Tuppence Tuesday. Took a bit longer than I was expecting to take, but I think it was important that we cover this once, and I'm sure we're going to come back and keep going, keep building on that calendar table. There's a few things I want to do, make it look even better for you. So hope you come back, keep joining us. Remember to subscribe, remember to like me videos. Any issues, let us know, add comments. Take care of yourself, stay indoors and stay safe.